No, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look.
But not now. It's at 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 no more. When you look at these fights, you know, especially,
like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But you know, I see that weight class. You know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's a tough fight. I don't know if Bud can overcome that. That's different. That's a lot. That's a lot to overcome. Height, reach, the speed of Benavidez coming downhill, the stamina, because this a guy that does get stronger as the fight goes also. So some of the advantages he had over Canelo, he wouldn't have if Benavidez. I think it would be a question if Benavidez can make the weight.
But yeah, I mean, if the fight comes up, the opportunity comes up, I would love that fight.
So you're saying 160 versus Crawford, you do it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fresh off his victory over Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford responded to David Benavidez by pointing out that he is unable to make the 168-pound limit, and that comment quickly became a major topic across the boxing community. Following the Canelo fight, Crawford joined Stephen Smith for an interview to talk about his future plans. During the conversation, Smith brought up the idea of Benavidez as a potential next opponent. That is when Crawford delivered a direct and cutting reply that instantly grabbed attention online and sparked debate among fans and analysts. In a single remark, he cast doubt on whether Benavidez could even reach the super middleweight weight requirement, making it seem like the rumored matchup might not be realistic at all.
But if you were at 168, when we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
No, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look.
But not now. It's at 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 no more. When you look at these fights, you know, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, you know, say, all right, you know, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off, you know. And I told him that a long time. I told him that when, you know what I mean, before I fought his brother. You know, I said, man, dude, you can fight, dude. You're going to do big things.
Crawford's heated statement only intensified the ongoing discussion about who he should face next. Henry Cejudo and Kamaru Usman, two well-known figures from the MMA world, who also keep a close eye on boxing, decided to share their views. Both of them were clear in their stance. They are confident that Benavidez is fully capable of making the 168-pound division and believe a matchup with Crawford would finally determine the true champion. In their opinion, the issue is not about weight at all. It is about two major stars stepping into the ring to settle the argument without any doubts left behind. They made it clear that supporters are not interested in delays or excuses. What the fans truly want is to see the top fighters face each other.
Hear me out here, Kamaru. Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh,
Canelo.
my God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. The reason why he wasn't, because nobody wants to fight him.
That's a big dude. And to be honest, Terence Crawford's 37 years old.
It's about merit. Could I get to the generational talent, as he said, with Manny Pacquiao? He's an 8-division world champ.
If it ain't no big name, Terence, do what you do,
As
bro.
the conversation continued to grow, Crawford took the stage at his post-fight press conference and confronted his doubters head-on. He pointed out how many times people questioned his ability and labeled him as irrelevant, and how those same critics had nothing to say after the way he broke down Canelo in the ring. Speaking with strong belief and clear satisfaction, he challenged anyone to explain what criticism could still be aimed at him. His words carried the tone of complete control, as if he fully understood that the balance of power had now turned in his direction.
You hear that? Which do you think means all the most?
And all of it. It all goes hand in hand.
Can you describe what it all means to you to have? You just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, you know, anybody can be a nobody, like I said, you know, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
and say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say?
Benavidez refused to let the comment slide and quickly responded to Crawford's claim about him not being able to hit 168, insisting that the real matter is about weight classes, not weight limits. He made it clear that Crawford should not be questioning him at all, since they are not even fighting in the same division. Viewing himself as a true 175-pound fighter, Benavidez believes he has his own direction and goals to focus on. To him, Crawford's words sounded less like a serious point and more like background noise, almost as if it was an attempt to steer clear of a risky challenge rather than a genuine assessment of his skills.
I wouldn't fight Crawford. I'm at 175.
Even with his response, many people started questioning whether Benavidez was actually steering clear of the fight. While Crawford's team continued to suggest that making weight was a problem for him, Benavidez appeared more interested in exploring different options. There were talks that he had his attention on Dimitri Bivol, a serious threat in the heavier divisions. That shift in focus led to growing speculation about his intentions. Some began asking if he was avoiding Crawford, while others wondered if he was simply choosing opponents that better fit the direction he wants his career to take.
You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But, I see that weight class, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm.
At the same time, talk of a Crawford and Benavidez showdown kept building quietly in the background. Coach Breadman, a respected voice in boxing, shared that the interest behind the matchup is genuine. He explained that Turkey Alalshikh is seriously looking into making the contest a reality, suggesting that influential figures beyond the fighters themselves are working to put the pieces together. That update intensified the conversation even more, because when someone with Turkey involvement steps in, potential dream fights have a way of becoming official very quickly.
Even though he hasn't been at 60, there's no big names at 60. 68, maybe the Benavidez fight. That's a tough fight for Bud. I ain't gonna lie, that's a tough fight. Benavidez ain't no. Yeah, that's a tough fight. I don't know if Bud can overcome that. That's different. That's a lot. That's a lot to overcome. Height, reach, the speed of Benavidez coming downhill, the stamina, because this a guy that does get stronger as the fight goes also. So some of the advantages he had over Canelo, he wouldn't have at Benavidez. I think it would be a question if Benavidez can make the weight. I know he's been at 75 recently.
As the rumors continued to swirl, David Benavidez's father and trainer, Jose Benavidez Sr, shared his perspective. He recognized Crawford's talent and applauded his accomplishments, but quickly added a serious warning. From his point of view, Crawford may have defeated Canelo, but David presents a completely different level of threat. He emphasized that his son's power is intense and made it clear that a fight with Benavidez would be nothing like what Crawford experienced before. According to him, Crawford would be facing a peak Mexican powerhouse, and the outcome could be completely different than the recent fights fans have seen. His remarks were both protective and promotional, highlighting David as the real force to watch in the division.
I think David's too big for Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford will be like 38 years old, I mean, it will not be the same as Canelo, man. We know David comes in and throws a lot of punches and put the pressure. And no disrespect to Terence Crawford, he's the best pound for pound. He's in the books to do history. He did something that nobody could do. But at the end of the day, we're talking about the Mexican monster, David's young, strong, super big for Terence Crawford. And even Terence Crawford said that Kabalowski's or whatever.
On the other hand, Crawford's longtime coach Bomac moved quickly to dismiss the notion of facing Benavidez. While the hype continued around them, he made it clear that the focus remained on steady progress and more practical next steps. His statement showed that Crawford's team was not willing to let outside expectations or fan pressure decide their plans, no matter how much excitement surrounded the matchup. For Bomac, the main goal was maintaining discipline and strategy rather than pursuing attention-grabbing fights.
Canelo?
Turkey dropped.
People are talking about it.
Turkey hinted at that. He was like, Benavidez.
Yeah, he
Turkey,
did.
so
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No, we ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. We just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
And
he don't want none.
As the debate continued, another fighter added his voice, Virgil Ortiz. He didn't just share an opinion, he directly challenged Crawford. Ortiz made it clear that he would be willing to face Crawford, but only under his terms, with the fight set at 160 pounds. For him, the weight limit was not an issue, and he expressed full readiness to compete against the current pound-for-pound champion. Ortiz presented himself as someone prepared to take action, while others were still hesitant and negotiating behind the scenes.
But yeah, I mean, if the fight comes up, the opportunity comes up, I would love that fight.
So you're saying 160 versus Crawford, you do?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Even if it's right now like at 154, like let's say he says, you know what, I want you to jump up to 160.
Why not? I mean, I feel like I'm a big 154 as it is, you know? I mean, I was a big 140. I was a 140, a big 140, a big 147, a big 154. I think 160, I've always said I'd go to 160 eventually. So why not?
Ortiz went further when the topic of Benavidez making 168 pounds came up and completely rejected the idea. He believes there is little chance that Benavidez could safely drop to that weight. Ortiz explained that reaching the super middleweight limit would be extremely challenging for him, especially at this point in his career. By making this statement, Ortiz not only questioned Benavidez's ability, but also raised doubts about a fight that many fans were anticipating. His comments reinforced Crawford's original point while adding extra weight from an outsider's viewpoint.
I mean, I don't know if David can make the weight anymore. I mean, it's one thing to want to go down, but are you still able to? So I don't know. Would it entice him? Maybe, but that doesn't mean that he can do it. You know, I mean, he's been at 168 for a while.
This mix of opinions, reactions, and predictions has given fans a lot to consider. Crawford has already proven himself as one of the standout fighters of the decade, a man who silenced critics by defeating Canelo and achieving a milestone few boxers reach. Even with that win still fresh, the conversation has moved on to his next challenge. The excitement continues to build with each interview, podcast, and article adding to the same central question. Who will Crawford fight next? And is Benavidez the one ready to take that step?
Crawford and Benavidez.
He said he wondered if Benavidez can make 168.
we just talked to Bomac and he was like, nah, we don't want to do that.
I just think Benavidez, he's like what, 6'5", 6 something like that. He's a big dude, bro. He's a big dude, man. So I just who knows? Now you got fight announcements now. They got Rey Mysterio fighting Andrew Tate and I don't know, just crazy stuff. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
He questioned whether Benavidez could even make 168 and admitted it wasn't a simple answer, saying that Benavidez is naturally a much bigger fighter around 165 or 166 pounds. He emphasized just how big and strong he is, leaving the question open with no clear resolution. Meanwhile, fight announcements keep coming like Rey Mysterio facing Andrew Tate, adding to the crazy buzz in the sport. For now, Benavidez remains both a possible opponent and an unknown factor. His weight, his focus, and his intentions are all being closely examined. Analysts, fighters, and even family members have weighed in, but no one can say for sure if the fight will actually happen. What is certain is that the tension between these two fighters has injected new energy into boxing debates. The story is no longer just about Crawford's achievements or Benavidez's potential, but about whether their paths will finally meet inside the ring.
Care about fighting Benavidez. That's just Turkey trying to pull rank. Turkey trying to show he got a golden arm. You know what I mean?
I understand that Turkey likes to make these big grand events, but there's a boxing aspect to this shit too. Like some stuff gotta make boxing sense. Bringing the dude down that's been comfortable at 75, bringing him back down to 68, and then having him fight a dude that just jumped
3 weight classes and 2 fights and start his career off at 35.
Right.
Like, no, bro. No.
Yeah, I don't want to see that fight. There's no point. There's no point. Like I said, Bud needs to just go get line of suits.
With Turkey Alalshikh's behind-the-scenes influence and Ortiz's surprising challenge, the situation has grown more complex by the day. Crawford's doubters may have quieted down, but fresh voices keep raising questions. Benavidez's father has offered cautionary remarks, while coaches like Bomac and fighters like Ortiz steer the conversation in different directions. As always, the boxing world thrives on these unexpected developments and constant shifts.
Would you ever entertain a fight with David Benavidez?
You gotta understand.
I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't, you know?
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. His brother was big when I fought him. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. He might be thick, but he's not a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something. Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude.
And he's skilled.
I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
The question still stands, will Crawford and Benavidez ever actually meet in the ring, or will their rivalry remain another? What if, in boxing history, with fans, analysts, and promoters all waiting to see what happens? The one thing that is certain is the drama in the sport is far from finished. If you like this breakdown and want to keep up with every call-out, controversy, and matchup, make sure to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments,